Welcome to EPG Pathshala. Today we will learn the module on water resources of India. Water, a very precious resource for the survival of mankind, for the food production, that is irrigation purpose, and for industrial purpose. Without water it is very difficult to survive, and there is a unique characteristics in the water, that water is not uniformly distributed in all parts of the world. Wherever it is present, it is getting scarce, it is getting polluted. So we should know first what are the resources we have in our country, so that we can manage them accordingly and we can utilize it for the sustainable development point of view. The learning objective of this module are to explain different resources of water, to understand different types of water resources, to describe importance of water resources, to understand different threats to water resources. This is the concept map showing the different types of water resources, starting from the precipitation, surface water, groundwater, then glaciers, oceans, estuaries, rivers, lakes, wetlands and reservoirs. Water, an important natural resource, is essential for living being survival, food production and economic development. There is no substitute of this natural resource, and it is considered as a unique gift of nature to the mankind. A proper assessment of water resources potential is important for the sustainable development and management point of view. The main characteristic of the world's freshwater resources is their uneven distribution in time and space. Fresh water can be considered green or blue. Now the definition of green water: the rainfall that is stored in the soil and then evaporates or is incorporated in plants and organisms, is the main source of water for natural ecosystems and for rain-fed agriculture, which produces 60% of the world's food. Blue water, renewable surface water runoff and groundwater recharge, is the main source for human withdrawals and the traditional focus of water resource management. The blue water total availability is about 40,000 cubic kilometers a year. For this, an estimated 3,800 cubic kilometer, roughly 10% were withdrawn, that is diverted or pumped for human uses. Estimated water on earth is about 1.4 into 10 raised to power 18 cubic meters. More than 97% is present in the oceans. About 35 into 10 raised to the power 15 meter cube of earth's water is fresh water, of which about 0.3% is held in lakes, reservoirs and rivers. Remaining fresh water is stored in glaciers, permanent snow and groundwater aquifers. Earth's atmosphere contains approximately 13 into 10 raised to the power 12 meter cube of water and is the source of all the precipitation that occurs on earth. Of this evaporation, 86% is from the oceans and remaining 14% of the water evaporation is from land. About 20%, that is 115 into 10 raised to the power 12 meter cube per year of the world's precipitation falls on land, with the surplus water returning to the oceans through rivers. There is uneven distribution of water resources among different regions of India. The national per capita annual availability of water as per the distribution of water resources potential in India is 1545 cubic meter as on 1st March 2011 estimation, which is more than scarcity condition of 1000 cubic meter per capita as considered by international agencies. Now the first resources we start is about precipitation. The environment of India is characteristically monsoonal. Half the precipitation takes place within a 15-day period. 90% of annual river runoff occurs during 4 monsoon months, that is June to September. India receives annual precipitation of about 4,000 kilometer cube including snowfall. Out of this, monsoon rainfall is of the order of 3,000 kilometer cube. There is high spatial and temporal variability in the rainfall pattern in India. The northern, central and eastern part of India receives annual normal rainfall between 75 and 150 centimeter. Highest rainfall of about 11,690 millimeter is recorded from Mausinram near Cherrapunji in Meghalaya. Jaisalmer in Rajasthan receives about 150 mm of rainfall in a year. Now, surface water resources in India. According to National Institute of Hydrology, India's average annual surface runoff generated by rainfall and snow melt is estimated to be about 1869 billion cubic meter. Out of this, only 690 BCM, that is 37% of it, can actually be mobilized. Glaciers, a mass of ice consisting of compacted and recrystallized ice on land that flows down under its own weight due to gravity. The main source of water for perennial Himalayan Indian River. There are 9575 glaciers in the Indian Himalayas, covering a total area of about 18054 km square. Himalayas glaciers can be divided into 4 groups, that is Punjab, Garhwal, Nepal and Assam group of glaciers. Gangotri Glacier is an example of Garhwal group of glaciers. Glaciers adjoining Kanchenjunga peak are part of Assam group of glaciers. The principal glaciers of Indian Himalaya are Gangotri, 30 km length, Jemu in Sikkim Himalaya, 28 km length, Milam, Nanda Devi area, 19 km of length, and Kedarnath, Gangotri, Chokhamba area of 14.5 km of length. Gangotri Glacier is one of the largest glacier in the Himalayas, located in the Uttarkashi district of Uttarakhand state. This is the figure showing the Baralacha Glacier in Himachal Pradesh. Now the next resource is ocean. About 71% of Earth's surface is covered by oceans. Average depth of the oceans is 3,700 meter and they contain 97% of Earth's water. India is surrounded by oceans in 3 directions by Bay of Bengal in the east, Arabian Sea in the west and Indian Ocean in the south. Indian Ocean, the third largest, covers about 73,440,000 km square, approximately 20% of the water on the Earth's surface. Total coastline of India is about 7517 km. Estuaries. An estuary is a channel that has the sea at one end and a river at the other. The sea water is appreciably diluted in an estuary. The complete salinity range is from 0 to 35 parts per thousand, that is ppt. These are biologically highly productive zones. They are helpful in trapping of suspended mud and sand carried by the rivers, which leads to delta formations. Rivers. India is gifted with a river system comprises more than 20 major rivers with several tributaries. Many of these rivers are perennial and some of these are seasonal. The Himalayan rivers like Ganges, Brahmaputra and Indus are perennial in nature. All the major river basins originating from the Himalayas are international in character. According to Central Water Commission, estimated total average annual flow in Indian river basin system is 1869 km cube, whereas the utilizable annual surface and groundwater of the country is 690 km cube and 396 km cube respectively. Indian rivers separated into four groups according to their origin and flow pattern. The first is Himalayan rivers and examples Ganges, Brahmaputra, Indus that originate from the melted high altitude glacier sand snow. Second category, Indian Craton rivers, examples Mahanadi, Pennar, Tapi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri and Narmada are mostly rain-fed and strive on base flow. The third are coastal rivers, mostly non-perennial. The fourth category is rivers of western desert, originate within small fluvial basin and are rain-fed, ephemeral and disconnected from the groundwater systems. Ganga, Brahmaputra, Meghna river basin is the largest in respect of catchment area of about 11 lakhs square kilometer. Large rivers are usually defined based on one or more of the following criteria of river length, LR, that is equal to 2500 kilometer, drainage area A, that is equal to 800,000 kilometer square, average discharge Q is equal to 7500 meter cube per second, and suspended and dissolved load of 100 meter tons per year. Rivers play an important role in the lives of people in India by providing water for drinking, irrigation, transportation, food, electricity, generation and respected as mothers. This is the figure showing the river Kali near its origin at Kalapani. Lake is an immobile water body of considerable size, restricted in a basin that is surrounded by land apart from a river or other outlet that serves to feed or drain the lake. Based on their origin, the lakes can be divided into glacial, tectonic, fluvial, shoreline, dammed, volcanic, and solution that is karst. On the basis of productivity, lakes can be oligotrophic, that is low primary productivity, mesotrophic, eutrophic, hypereutrophic and dystrophic, meaning organic rich lakes. Lake Erie, Lake Huron, Lake Michigan, Lake Ontario and Lake Superior form the largest group of freshwater lakes on the earth and are called as the Great Lakes. Indian lakes can be divided into urban and non-urban lakes. Indian lakes: Wular Lake in Jammu and Kashmir, 5 lakes of Udaipur in Rajasthan and Mysore, Karnataka, Sukhna Lake in Chandigarh, lakes of Kumaon Hill, that is Nainital, Bhimtal, Sattal and Nokuchia Tal in Uttarakhand, Jal Mahal Lake in Jaipur are example of urban lakes. Non-urban lakes can further classified into inland freshwater lakes. Examples are Renuka, Keladev and Loktak. Inland saltwater lakes, example Lunar and Sambar. Sacred lakes, Mansarovar, Pushkar. Coastal estuarine lakes, Chilika and Pulicat having brackish water. Ephemeral lakes of the Ganga Brahmaputra basins, example Kabar and Koleru. Lakes provides recreational, tourism, fisheries, irrigation, domestic water supply services and contribute to groundwater recharge and support a rich and diverse variety of aquatic flora and fauna. This is the picture showing the Lake Mansarovar, which is a large freshwater lake and it lies at 4,590 meter above mean sea level and has a circumference of about 88 km and a maximum depth of 90 meter and a surface area of 320 km square. Wetlands: according to Ramsar Convention on Wetlands in 1971, wetlands are areas of marsh, fen, peatland of water, whether natural or artificial, permanent or temporary, with water that is static or flowing, fresh, brackish or salt, including areas of marine water, the depth of which at low tide does not exceed 6 meters. India has 26 sites designated as wetlands of international importance or Ramsar sites with a surface area of 689,131 hectares. Mangroves. Mangroves are marine tidal forests and are most abundant around the mouths of large rivers and in sheltered bays. They are one of the most productive and biodiverse wetlands on the earth. Indian mangroves make up 3.1% of the total global cover and are distinguished along all the coastal states except Lakshadweep. According to Forest Survey of India 2003, India has mangrove in about 4,461 square kilometer area, of which about 60% are found along the east coast, that is Bay of Bengal, 25% occur on the west coast, Arabian Sea, and 15% are present on the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. They produce stilt roots which emerge above the mud and water in order to absorb oxygen. About 30 mangroves are in the Indian Sundarban. Other prominent are found in coastal district of Kutch, Gujarat, Sevri Mangrove Park in Mumbai, and Pichavaram and Muthupet Mangrove in Tamil Nadu. Man-made reservoirs. These are artificial water bodies to conserve water, especially rainwater, for domestic, industrial, agricultural, energy generation purpose and to control floods. They are classified generally as small, that is less than 1000 hectare, medium 1000 to 5000 hectare, large more than 5000 hectare. About 4700 large reservoirs, actually of not less than 1 meter cubic meter, have been built in India. The total live water storage capacity of completed reservoir projects is about 225 billion cubic meter, and the area covered by reservoirs is around 2.91 million hectares. Many of the reservoirs, such as Govind Sagar Lake, formed by diverting river Satluj, Bhakra Dam, Punjab, and Hirakund Reservoir in Sambalpur, Odisha, are a major tourist attraction. Now, groundwater resources. Water that percolate through rocks and soil and is stored below the ground is called as groundwater. The hard rock aquifers of peninsular India represent about 65% of India's overall aquifer surface area and have poor permeability. Water in these aquifers is non-replenishable and will dry out due to continuous usage in due course of time. The alluvial aquifers of the Indo-Gangetic plains in northern India have large storage spaces and hence are a valuable source of fresh water supply. The annual replenishable groundwater resources have been assessed as 433 billion cubic meter. Net annual groundwater availability is 398 billion cubic meter. The annual groundwater draft as on 31st March 2011 is 245 billion cubic meter. About 68% of country's annual groundwater is contributed through rainfall and remaining 32% is from other resources like canal seepage, return flow from irrigation, recharge from tanks, ponds and water conservation structures. Climatic variations are responsible for the different types of water resources in our country, and these water resources can be managed by either inter-transfer of the water from one basin to another one, or we can store the water properly. We can revive the ponds, dying lakes in a manner that they can be used for the longer time and their proper usage is mandatory. There should be the government policy should be like that we can use these water resources in a sustainable manner. Thank you.